Hi everybody, and welcome to VBS at Dover First Christian Church. I know it looks a lot different this year than it has in the past, but we're so glad that you are able to join us and learn this week about all the incredible things that God created for us in the world.
Roller coasters aren't the only thrill rides at this place. We'll be taking a thrill ride through God's creation too. The first thing we need to learn is where it all came from. In fact, today's theme is Creation Day. And we're going to head back to the beginning of time and learn about Creation Week, when God created all things.
The word fun is the most often used word in the dictionary. But here's some other words to describe the theme parks. Extreme. Can you think of anything extreme? Like an extreme ride at your favorite amusement park?
Did you know there's something else extreme though, besides extreme rides? In real life, there are extreme animals, some of which live in extreme places like the bottom of the ocean, desert, or inside of volcanoes.
Every day this week, we're going to feature some of these extreme animals. We'll call them Incredibles because Creator God made them incredible.
How about this extreme dude? He's called a tiger beetle, and he's the fastest bug on the planet. He can go 6 miles per hour or more, which may not sound fast for a bug, but that's incredible. If we were like the tiger beetle, we'd be running at a speed of about 500 miles per hour, which is the speed of how fast a jet airplane flies. In fact, this little bug goes so fast, its brain can't process what it's seeing, so it goes blind while it runs.
And talk about extreme. This millipede is over 15 inches long and has 256 legs. And some millipedes have as many as 750 legs. How would you like to go shoe shopping with that?
And then there's the strongest animal out there, the rhinoceros beetle. This little guy can lift 850 times his own weight, which would be like us lifting a tank.
Or how about an extremely bizarre animal called a tube worm? It can survive at the bottom of the ocean in poisonous gases with its head in boiling water and its bottom in almost freezing water.
But all these extreme animals, a favorite has got to be the dinosaur, like a T-Rex. Can you imagine how scary it would be to come face to face with a T-Rex? Then again, it would actually have not been scary at the beginning of time, when everything was good.
Here is Rex, our animal of the day, to show you that God is the creator of incredible animals, including dinosaurs, and he created them all within 2 days. God didn't need millions of years to make the world because he's God, and he's incredible. Nothing is too hard for him. So get ready, strap on your seatbelt, and welcome to IncrediWorld.
IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Oh, you don't need directions because it's everywhere. Just step outside your door and look, you're already there. A world that's filled with things that fly and spin and jump and run, all in 3D. It couldn't be more fun. Woo! Whoa, let's go to the Amazement Park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Let's talk about the builder and all that he designed. From sea to mountain top, he built it all in record time. He formed the heavens, every animal and waterfall. The great creator, come on, give it up for God, y'all! Yeah! Woo! Ride the cheetah, chase and raptor run, they're super, super fast. Hop on the crazy kangaroo, you're gonna have a blast. Be sure to see the dolphin dance and penguins on parade. Then give the Lord the glory for the wonders that he's made. Put your hands up in the air, yeah. It's time to take that ride. Put your hands up in the air, woo. And let the Lord be glorified. Put your hands up in the air, yeah. It's time to take that ride. Put your hands up in the air, woo. And let the Lord be glorified. Whoa, let's go to the Amazement Park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Whoa, let's go to the amazement park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and the fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Yeah, let's go!
Good evening, all. Thank you guys for joining us at VBS. As Allie mentioned earlier, it is Creation Week, so that's what we'll be picking up here today. Did you guys know that there was a point before time existed? God and his son Jesus and the Holy Spirit were around before time because they live outside of time. However, nothing existed before God made everything. And he did indeed create everything that we know. For you guys there at home, if you guys could list a few things that you guys enjoy to make, create, and have fun building. We'll get back to that here in just a second. But we're going to start off today here in Genesis 1:1. If you guys could read that with me. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. As you can see there, the very first thing that they mentioned to us is who created the heavens and the earth, and that it was God. It was not a mistake, it was not an accident by some chance, but that God chose to put everything into place, and that he did it in just 6 days. A few pieces of evidence that we can look at here with dates in the Bible. We can see that this happened just a little over 6,000 years ago. As we move on, the next thing that the Bible tells us is the earth was without form and void. And so what does that mean, to be without form? And so what I brought here today was a couple pictures of water to see what it means to be without form. So as you watch the water go from container to container, you can see that it changes its shape and its form. The water itself is without form. And the next thing it says is without void. Void means empty, with no plants or animals, with no people or anything. God made everything. So what are some of the things that you guys like to make here at home?
Right now you have no one who's answered, but I like to make dinner at home. How about you?
I like to make dinner, but I'd prefer desserts. I really like making cake. So normally, Josh, when you make dinner or I make anything, I'm not making it out of thin air.
So we have a message here from Carolyn that just came in. Carolyn likes to make flamingo crafts and do puzzles and build with blocks and Legos. Micah likes to make paper airplanes. Talia likes to make cards. Grace likes to make blanket forts. Candace likes to make crafts. So those are the ones that have come in so far.
And that's awesome. That's a fun list. Blanket forts sound like a good time. Micah with paper airplane sounds scary, but here we are. But all of those things, you can see nobody made those out of nothing. We all started with material of some sort, but that's not how God did it. God started with absolutely nothing and made everythly that we can see. So we're going to go ahead and start here in Genesis 1. I'm going to read verses 2 and 3 for you guys. The earth was formless and empty, and the darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. It's important to mention that when he made the light at that point, there was no mention of the sun, but just an amazing light. We'll go ahead and read here in verse 5. God called the light day and the darkness night. And so on the first day there was darkness and there was night. Then God created a sky in the middle of the waters. All right, everybody at home, we're going to stand up. We're going to reach as high as we can up on our tippy toes, and then we're going to jump. We're going to reach towards the sky. And I'm very glad that God made that sky because that's where air is at. Without air, it'd be a little bit hard for us to live. So another thing we're going to do here is in just a second, I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to see how long I can hold my breath. I want you guys to take a breath and have mom or dad or somebody help you count to see how long you can hold your breath. And then if you guys can just let us know how long you held your breath, Josh will go ahead and read that out as those start coming in. But here we go. You guys should beat me there at home. I only made it 5 seconds. I'm sure you guys can do better than that. I hear you yell, okay? So, take that breath for us. And then God called the sky heaven, and so there was evening and there was morning on the second day. Then God said for the waters to be gathered together into one place, and for dry land to appear. And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters he called seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said for the earth to bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit trees that yields fruit according to its kind. And did you hear how God made the grass and the plants and the fruits according to their kind? According to their kind is a very important phrase that we're going to hear over and over as we recount the creation story here in Genesis. And what it means by according to its kind is that it will not go outside of its kind. So one kind that we know of is dog kind. And when you see a dog, they have baby dogs. Sometimes we call them puppies. What you do not see is a dog have baby kittens. It doesn't happen. There are all sorts of dogs. We have little dogs, big dogs, coyotes, wolves, and others, but they are all still a part of one kind, and they're the dog kind. And they will not change into a different kind. For instance, a dog will never develop feathers or scales. God made each one unique and saw that it was good. And I'm going to go ahead and skip to verse 13. And evening passed and morning came, marking the third day. Then God made two great lights, the sun to rule the day and the moon to rule the night. He made the stars also. It's important to note that this word for stars also includes the ideas of planets and other things, by the way. And God saw that it was good. And now we're going to skip on over to verse 19. And evening passed and morning came on the fourth day. Then God created great sea creatures and every bird according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. One example of these creatures that God made is the woodpecker. The woodpecker, which pecks holes in trees, has little tufts on its feathers that covers its nostrils so wood chips won't get in. It can peck holes in trees without getting a whooping headache because God put a special cushion in its head that acts as sort of a shock absorber. That'd be really nice if I had one of those. For you guys here at home, God made you special and unique as well. So if you guys could send in one thing that you think you're really good at or that makes you unique or interesting, we're going to get to those here in a second. But while you're thinking about that, I want to give you guys another example here in nature that God made one of the animals unique. So we're going to look at a bottlenose dolphin, which are part of the dolphin kind. Bottlenose dolphins are sea creatures, and God designed them with a special inner layer of skin called blubber. And what that does for them is it keeps them warm in the freezing cold water. God also gave them an outer layer of skin that allows them to swim through the water smoothly with very little resistance. And he gave them something called echolocation so they can find their food. With echolocation, they can make up to 1,000 click noises every second. Those sounds travel underwater until they hit an object and bounce back to the dolphin, showing where the object is. Have we had a chance to anybody to respond yet?
They're just starting to trickle in. We do have some times on how long they can hold their breath.
Oh, let's get there.
Micah held his breath for 23 seconds. Candace for 31. Talia made it to 0. I'm not quite sure how that works. And Carolyn made it to 5 with you. So those are the ones that came in there. No responses on the special yet, but we'll read those as they come in.
Okay, perfect. And as you can see with those animals, and I'm sure we'll go over here with some of the things that we have that are unique, you can see that they were no accident. That God did not make the dolphin to have all those abilities to make it survive by chance. And obviously there was a designer. We know that God is that great designer that made all the animals and us. So the evening and the morning came on the fifth day. Then God said for the earth to bring forth cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind. And it was so. So God made all the land animals, which include bugs and snakes and even dinosaurs, because they are land animals. And God saw that it was good. On this day, God also made his most important creation, the first two people, Adam and Eve. And he made them in his own image. See, we are the most loved and valued creatures that God made. We are the only part of the creation that he made in his image. We are set apart, and we are made special. Genesis 1:31. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day.
So we have had a couple of people respond with the things that make them special. Caroline says, I'm happy and I have lots of energy. And Talia says, making pictures. Draven said he's really good at watching Mr. Drew on the TV. Micah says he's good at playing lacrosse. Grace says she's good at grammar. And Candace says compassion for those who don't have very much. So those are some of the responses that came back on the things that make people special.
Well, Draven, I'm glad you're good at that because most people aren't good at listening to me for that long. So thank you, buddy. Make me feel good. But as we were reading, he created the people and everything was good. And if you guys could just imagine for a second what it would be like to walk in the garden, to walk next to the lion laying next to the lamb, to walk amongst the dinosaurs like Adam and Eve did, it would be an incredible experience. And back then, animals didn't eat one another. In fact, the animals and people only ate plants. And we see this in Genesis 1:29 and 30. Then God said, look, I've given you every seed-bearing plant through the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And that is what happened. They were vegetarians, and everything was perfect and beautiful. And I'm going to come down to Genesis 2. So the creation of the heaven and the earth and everything in them was complete. And on the seventh day, God had finished his work of creation, so he rested from all his work. So I want to ask you guys here at home, I'm sure you guys get tired. What do you guys do to take a day of rest when you get tired or you've just got a lot going on? But as God came to that seventh day, you can kind of picture that he kicked his feet up, put his arms behind his head, and just took a big sigh of relief that his work was done. Have you guys ever wondered why we have a 7-day week? There is no reason for us to have a 7-day week. There's no rotation that puts us on there like our days. The reason that we have a 7-day week is because God created in 6 and rested on the 7th. And he gave us this pattern that we use even now. And so it doesn't make sense to have a 7-day week if we believe that the earth is millions of years old like some people tell us. But if we believe that God created it all in 6 and rested on the 7th, that is truly why we have a 7-day week. So I'd like to see how you guys rested.
We don't have anything yet, so we'll give them a few more minutes and maybe read those later.
Okay. So we'll get to those here in just a second. For myself, I know when I have a lot going on and I need to take a rest, I'll go bike down to the towpath or take a long walk along the towpath, and that's the time that I find rest. Truth is, we don't know exactly what God did for his day of rest, but he did take one. And that's amazing for us that he gave us that example. God made the whole earth and all the plants and animals. It only took him 6 days, not too long ago. Isn't God incredible? I hope you guys will join us here for this song, and you guys have a great week here at BBS.
Every house has a builder, a designer and a plan. Every painting has a painter who paints with his own hand. It's the same with all creation, everywhere you look. God made heaven and the earth, and he tells us in his book. It's simple.
Hi, so today we are going to make a craft and it's called the Wonder Wheel. What it's going to do is going to look like this, and it's going to show you so you can be reminded what was created on day 1 through 6 and what he did on day 7. So go ahead and grab day 1's bag. The glue is supplied for you. Everything you need is in there except scissors. So go ahead and go grab those.
Whoa, let's go to the amazement park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Oh, you don't need directions because it's everywhere. Just step outside your door and look, you're already there. A world that's filled with things that fly and spin and jump and run, all in 3D. It couldn't be more fun. Woo! Whoa, let's go to the amazement park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Let's talk about the builder and all that he designed. From sea to mountain top, he built it all in record time. He formed the heavens, every animal and waterfall. The great creator, come on, give it up for God, y'all! Yeah! Woo! Ride the cheetah, chase and raptor run, they're super, super fast. Hop on the crazy kangaroo, you're gonna have a blast. Be sure to see the dolphin dance and penguins on parade. Then give the Lord the glory for the wonders that He's made. Put your hands up in the air, yeah. It's time to take that ride. Put your hands up in the air, and let the Lord be glorified. Put your hands up in the air, yeah. It's time to take that ride. Put your hands up in the air, and let the Lord be glorified. Whoa, let's go to the amazement park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Whoa, let's go to the amazement park. IncrediWorld Amazement Park, where there are thrills by day and a fireworks display after dark. IncrediWorld Amazement Park. Yeah, let's go!
Hi, welcome back. If you want to go ahead and grab your scissors, and we are going to cut out around the circle of both pages on the yellow and the white. After a craft is done, you can go ahead and color it at home. It is a very simple craft. It'll only take a couple minutes to do. So go ahead and grab your scissors and start cutting on the outside of the black circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, because mine is not. And then go ahead and cut on the yellow one or the white one, whichever one you have not done yet. Make sure on your yellow sheet you cut out the V, is what I'll call it. Okay. Once that is finished, you're going to poke your little gold prad that you had received in your bag. And you're going to poke it through the yellow sheet first. In the middle of the Bible, you will see a black dot. So go ahead and push it through there. Watch your fingers on the other side. Okay, and then after you do that, you're going to do it on your yellow paper, your white paper, right through the middle where the black dot is. Watch your fingers. And then flip it over and fold down the 2 gold pieces, just like that so it stays. That way you can spin it and it won't fall off. And then you're going to take your glue stick, go ahead and open it up. Maybe. Then you're going to put, it doesn't matter where you put it. You're going to take your glue stick and put just one simple stripe down the back half of it like that. Take your popsicle stick, place it on top, and push down really hard. Don't pound on your table, just push down really hard. And then you should be able to pick it up and spin through the 7 days of creation. And go ahead and after it's all colored, go ahead and take a picture of it and post it on your Facebook or have your parents post it for you and tag the church in it. That way we can share it, and we would love to see your pictures because we miss you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the craft, and here's our drama.
So, this is the illustrious IncrediWorld, huh? Impressive. And better yet, there's no one around to see me. Now, let's jump the fence. It's one small step for man and one giant leap for Miller! Oh, that was not cool, Millard. Oh. What is that? It must be my cell phone. My cell phone's gone. It must be in my backpack. My backpack's gone too. I know. It came off when I jumped the fence. Oh, it's Mr. Romano. Hello?
I thought you were never gonna answer the phone. What took you so long?
Technical difficulties, sir. But remember, we're supposed to use our code names. I'm Yellow Jacket, and you're Bumblebee.
Forget the silly code names. You watch too much TV. So, did you get in?
Yes, I jumped the fence.
So what's it like?
What's the fence like?
No! What's the park like? Is it as incredible as they say?
Well, I have to admit, sir, it does look very nice. The landscaping is well manicured, and the buildings are bright and colorful, and everything seems so...
All right, that's enough. I get the picture. Okay, you know what to do, right?
Yes, sir. You can count on me. There's no way they're going to win that World's Best Theme Park Award this year.
Well, they better not, or you're going to be scraping gum off the pavement for the rest of your life. That title belongs to us, Big Thrill Theme Park, and I don't intend to share it with anyone. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. You make yourself very clear.
Good. Don't fail me.
Can I help you find something?
No. Is.
Well, I'm delighted you found it. You know, I don't believe we've met. My name is Mr. Peterson. I'm the park director.
Park director?
That's right. And what's your name?
It's, Grover. Millard Grover.
Well, Millard Grover, do you mind if I ask why you're late?
Late?
You missed the staff meeting.
Staff meeting?
They didn't tell you about the daily staff meeting?
Oh, of course. The daily staff meeting. So it's a daily, is it?
Yes, and that means every day.
Right. I'll need to make a note of that.
Good. Now, I suggest you get into your uniform right away. The park opens in 1 hour.
Yes, Mr.
Peterson?
Peterson. Yes, Mr. Peterson.
Millard, the employee lockers are that way. There's a sign on the door that says employees only.
Oh, of course. I just got turned around. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. It was nice to meet you, Mr. Peterson.
He better not be working the sky ride today. That's all I can say.
Good morning, Mr. Peterson.
Good morning, Miss Ryan. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. Guess what? We just received a call from Adventure TV.
Really? What did they want?
Well, they want to come visit the park and needed to speak with you. Well, I told them you'd return their call as soon as possible.
Adventure TV coming to IncrediWorld? That's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Okay, I'll call them as soon as I get back. I just need to speak with the guys here first. What's wrong?
I just don't trust them. I mean, they always seem to have something up their sleeves.
Who? Gabe and Cody?
Yeah, Gabe and Cody.
I had no idea you felt that way. Do you want me to say something to them?
No, that's all right. I'm a big girl. I can handle it.
Well, as you can see, there's nothing to worry about because they're not even around.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
All right, time to stop playing with the sound effects.
When are they ever going to grow up?
That's okay, Miss Ryan. We'll let the extreme team do that.
Good idea.
Sorry, we just got this incredible new animal sound library and we had to try it out on someone.
Of course you did.
That elephant is awesome. What's wrong, Miss Ryan? Why are you hiding?
I'm just keeping a safe distance. I never know what might be flying or crawling or slithering around either of you.
What's that you're eating?
Mealworms.
Ew. See what I mean?
They're not bad. Really? You want to try some?
Disgusting.
You're kidding, right?
No, look. You want some? They're very nutritious.
I'd rather take a vitamin.
I'll take some.
Sure, help yourself.
Oh, man. You took all the big juicy ones.
Sorry.
That's okay. Delicious.
See? You sure you don't want any?
I think I'm going to be sick.
I guess we should talk about something else. Hey, are we still on for staff devotions tomorrow?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's why I came over here in the first place. I wanted to make sure you remembered. So have you decided what you're going to do yet?
Well, we thought we'd do a couple creature features since that is our specialty.
Great, I was hoping you'd say that, since most of the staff doesn't get to see your show.
I know, it's just that the hard part is deciding which ones to do.
It doesn't matter. They're all fascinating if you ask me. Every time I watch one of your shows and learn about some animal, I am just amazed at the handiwork of God.
I know. Isn't it incredible?
You mean, isn't he incredible?
How anyone can think that it all just happened by chance is totally beyond me. It doesn't make any sense at all, and it's not even good science.
And yet they teach evolution and millions of years like it's a fact, when really it's just a belief. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, a terrible lie.
And that's why we need places like IncrediWorld, so people can have another opportunity to hear the truth. But always remember, even with all the evidence of design we see in these creatures, the very best evidence for creation is the Bible.
That's right. And the Bible tells us that God created everything in 6 short days. Not that millions and billions of years thing.
Amen, brother.
Well, I better get going. I've got to make an important phone call. Oh, Adventure TV called this morning. They want to come to IncrediWorld.
Really? Adventure TV? That's kind of a big deal.
So what do they want to do?
I don't know. I've got to call them back to find out.
Do you think maybe they'd film our show?
Well, I suppose that's possible.
You mean we might be on TV?
I better wash this shirt. Ooh, good idea, Cody. Hey, do they still do that award thingy?
You mean the world's best theme park award? Yes, they do.
Didn't we win that last year?
Come on, Gabe. We've won that the last 3 years in a row.
You know, it's a real honor winning that award, considering all the other great theme parks. But best of all, it gives us an opportunity for our message. I'll let you know what's going on as soon as I find out, okay? And in the meantime, let's be sure we're at the top of our game. First impressions are very important.
That's right. Come on, Gabe. We've got work to do.
Oh, I'm right behind you.
Wow, this is exciting.
So, Adventure TV is coming to IncrediWorld, huh? That's perfect. We'll just have to welcome them, won't we?
Oh no, I wonder what Millard has in mind, because whatever it is, it's not going to be good. And Gabe and Cody reminded us that something else that's not so good is that there are a lot of places out there that teach molecules to man evolution and millions of years of history, but it's not true. And you know how none of it's true is because it's in the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and he did it in 6 24-hour days 6,000 years ago. I know that there were some comments left in the comment section about how some of you like to rest.
So, Micah likes his PJs, blanket, and reading a book. Talia goes to sleep. Draven likes his softie, and he gets to curl up in his bed. Grace likes to eat food, my kind of girl. Candace likes to be quiet. And Caroline says she likes to lay on her floor with her soft and squishy. So, some good ways to rest like God did on the 7th day.
Yes, I agree with Talia. I like my sleep, and that is how I rest. I am so glad that you all have joined us today for Vacation Bible School. I loved hearing your comments about everything here. Don't forget that once the live video is over, to go ahead and post your craft whenever you have it colored or whenever you would like to share it, because we would love to see it. We miss you all so much. We hope you're staying safe and enjoy your summer. See you tomorrow.